We've all heard them. Those pieces of financial wisdom that get repeated at dinner parties, quoted in articles, and preached by self-proclaimed gurus. They sound sophisticated, they sound prudent, they sound smart, but often these widely accepted financial mantras are not just incomplete, they can be actively harmful to your long-term wealth. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on 7 pieces of financial advice that sound brilliant, but are actually traps. We're going to show you why blindly following these rules can cost you thousands, and what truly smart financial behavior looks like instead. Let's start with the biggest myth of all, the idea that debt is always the enemy. Myth 1. All debt is bad and must be eliminated immediately. This is the simplest advice, and therefore the most misleading. Yes, high-interest consumer debt, like credit card balances, is toxic and should be paid off aggressively. That's bad debt. But not all debt is created equal. Smart financial management involves understanding the difference between bad debt and good debt. Good debt is debt used to acquire an asset that appreciates in value or generates income, like a mortgage on a primary residence or a low-interest student loan for a high-value degree. If you have a mortgage at 3% and inflation is 4%, your debt is effectively shrinking in real terms. Obsessively paying off a low-interest mortgage early often means sacrificing investment returns that could easily exceed that 3% interest rate. The smart move? Pay off the bad debt first, then strategically leverage good debt while maximizing your investments. Myth 2. Always pay cash for everything. This advice stems from a good place, avoiding consumer debt. But strictly adhering to cash only is a missed opportunity. Firstly, it prevents you from building a strong credit history, which is essential for getting good rates on mortgages or car loans later. If you have no credit history, you look like a risk. Secondly, it ignores the power of credit card rewards. Used correctly, meaning paying the balance in full every single month. A credit card is a tool that gives you cash back, travel points, and purchase protection, all for free. You're essentially getting paid to spend money you are going to spend anyway. The discipline isn't avoiding the card, it's avoiding the interest. Myth 3. You must wait for the market to dip before investing. This is the classic attempt to time the market. People hoard cash waiting for the perfect crash, the buy low moment. The problem? Nobody, not even professional investors, can reliably predict market dips. The market spends far more time going up than it does crashing. If you wait 6 months for a dip that never comes, you've missed out on 6 months of compounding growth. Studies consistently show that time in the market beats timing the market. The most effective strategy for the average investor is dollar cost averaging, DCA. Investing a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of whether the market is up or down. This removes emotion and ensures you buy more shares when prices are low and fewer when prices are high, automatically. Myth 4. Your home is your best investment. This advice is deeply ingrained in the American psyche. While owning a home provides stability and forced savings, calling it your best investment is misleading. Why? Because a home is primarily an asset that consumes capital. When you calculate the true cost of ownership, you must factor in property taxes, maintenance, the 1% rule, insurance, and interest payments. These expenses significantly erode the appreciation rate. A diversified stock portfolio or a rental property, which generates income, often provides a far superior return on investment over the long run because they don't carry the same high, non-recoverable carrying costs. Your home is a great place to live, but it should be viewed as a lifestyle asset first and a financial asset second. Myth 5. Never touch your retirement savings. This rule is usually stated as an absolute, fear-inducing command. While withdrawing from a 401k or IRA early incurs penalties and taxes, there are specific, non-negotiable situations where touching that money is the lesser of two evils. Think of catastrophic health emergencies, preventing foreclosure, or essential expenses during a prolonged job loss. If the alternative is bankruptcy or losing your primary shelter, the 10% penalty is often worth paying. Financial planning is about risk management. Sometimes the greatest risk is not the penalty, but the complete destruction of your present financial stability. This is not permission to buy a boat. It's permission to use it as a true emergency life raft. Myth 6. You need a financial advisor to manage your money. Many people believe that successful investing requires expensive, personalized advice from a certified professional. While good advisors exist and can be helpful for complex estates, the vast majority of people do not need one. Why? Because modern investing is simple. The core strategy, diversified low-cost index funds, is accessible to everyone. Paying a traditional advisor 1% or 2% of your assets annually sounds small, but over 30 years that fee can easily eat up 30% to 50% of your total returns. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars lost to fees. For most people, the smart advice is to educate yourself on basic principles, utilize low-cost robo-advisors, or choose a fee-only fiduciary advisor who charges an hourly rate, ensuring they are working in your best interest, not just selling products. Myth 7. Cutting out small luxuries will make you rich. This is the Lottie factor argument. The idea that skipping your $5 coffee every day will somehow lead to early retirement. While frugality is important, focusing obsessively on tiny, enjoyable expenses is a distraction from what truly matters: your big three expenses and your income. If you save $5 a day, that's $1,825 a year. Nice, but not life-changing. Meanwhile, if you reduce your housing cost by $300 a month, that's $3,600 a year. If you negotiate a $5,000 raise, that's $5,000 a year. True wealth is built by optimizing the big levers: housing, transportation, and food, and aggressively increasing your earning potential. Don't sacrifice the small joys that make life bearable while ignoring the massive leaks in your budget. These 7 pieces of advice share a common thread. They offer simple, rigid rules in a complex, dynamic world. Financial success isn't about following dogma. It's about applying critical thinking and understanding context. Let's summarize the core shift in mindset we need to adopt. The truly smart financial approach is flexible, data-driven, and focused on the long game. Instead of obsessing over paying off a 3% mortgage, focus on earning 8% in the market. Instead of fearing credit cards, learn to master them. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, start investing now. Financial literacy is not about memorizing rules, it's about understanding principles. The most dangerous financial advice is the advice that prevents you from thinking critically about your own unique situation. So challenge the conventional wisdom, focus on the big levers, and prioritize consistency over perfection. If you found this breakdown helpful, please like and subscribe for more deep dives into building real sustainable wealth. What other smart advice do you think is actually terrible? Let us know in the comments below.